But if you think about it, these challenges, men are the ones who always seem to be enjoying them. You know, the bust it down, the silhouette challenge. So the question I ask you now is this: if your girl comes in and she says she's going to do the silhouette challenge, are you holding the camera?
The mics are blood clot open. Check.
Select accent for the podcast.
Calvin's always late.
Welcome to the bulletin that is the Mics Are Open podcast, episode number 94, 93. One of them anyway. My name's G Money.
Andy Young.
And Big C.
Well, go on, guys.
Easy. How you feeling? How you doing?
Do you know what? I'm not even going to lie to you. I am good.
You're good?
I'm good, man.
It's the vegan life.
It's the vegan life. The glow up is real, man.
I'm here for it, bro.
Someone said to me yesterday, but G, you look a little bit glowy. I was like, yes! I can go back to meat.
Lol.
That's what she said.
So you actually feeling the energy is different or what?
I feel like shit, man. It's horrible. I can't wait to eat a burger, but it's all good. I will stick to my word. That was your update this week on the vegan challenge.
Vegan challenge,
now,
yep.
Fam, I think we go straight in today. Straight in.
Said.
That's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
Fam, the silhouette challenge.
Oh.
We go straight in.
Oh, have you done one? We should do one.
I don't think vegans do that.
They don't show no meat.
Yeah, I know, right?
Pow!
Yeah.
I like this bulletin.
But now that you think about it, though, it's like the man them are feeling a bit left out.
No, bro.
No.
Lately, have you started silhouette challenge on Twitter?
I was good with, I think, day 1, day 2 of the silhouette challenge.
Right.
And then these niggas showed up.
Man.
And I was just like, what the hell?
First of all, like, have you guys ever sat down and think about or thought about how this challenge starts? Because bearing in mind, you know, around the world, a lot of people are on lockdown.
Yeah.
So they're in their house with nothing to do. Absolutely. And then you think to yourself, like, at what point, while you're watching Marvel Universe, whatever, you're watching a movie or you're watching Bridgerton, at what point do you stop and say, I wonder what it's going to look like if I go and stand in the door frame and turn on a red light and turn off the main light? Like, what? Where does that happen?
I think there's 2 ways to think about it. Because the first one, the Basset challenge was, okay, someone started that, right?
Right.
But now the silhouette is actually a filter on Snapchat, right? So,
Is it?
Yeah.
And the song, bro, like it's a combination of everything. It's like any other challenge out there.
So
Right. Yeah,
there's
the
a
features and
creative
the
team
songs.
that gets told, okay, here's the brief.
Really?
Come up
You
with.
think so?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Really?
Because Basset is literally guys recording the song and what, and they do it, right?
Yes.
I'm not on Snapchat, so I don't know how to do that. But from the people I've interacted with, the silhouette, you have to use Snapchat to do that.
I don't think the early ones were using Snapchat. I think the earlier ones had like a red light in their closet.
So now you go to the supermarket and get a red light just to get them.
Maybe they were
It's not. Yo, curfew's coming up. No, we have to pass through the supermarket, bro.
Yeah, fam, red light district, come on. Yeah, but like, I don't know. I think there must be a level of. But
you know, with
point.
that said,
it's too random for something like that to be happening. Like, who sits
Right.
down and decides that?
Yeah.
Out of all the challenges that people are doing, this is the one that's supposed to go
But with
viral.
that-
Who makes that decision?
But
bro?
with that said, you know the guys in like who work at these social media platforms, like especially TikTok and whatever, and Snapchat, those guys must be going mad. As in now doing your previous challenge.
Right.
But I don't
Like
think
what?
it's hard,
Like
bro.
okay, let's sit here, right? The 3 of us. What's going to be the next challenge? Taking a dump in your living room?
Hey, you never know, bro. Maybe
Trump did it. Fam. So what's gonna be?
Being sick naked by your dog.
I kind of feel that like it's all one way.
How
Like
so? What do
it's
you mean?
all like all of these challenges are skewed towards men.
Women.
Let me stop.
Men watching. That's what you meant.
Because I mean, you know, women are different. Women can look at our baby and be like, "You're so sexy, you look so good." Us guys, we can't do it, right? That toxic masculinity, like for example, that toxic.
For example,
You know what, guys?
No, for example, who was it that wanted lip balm earlier and we almost punched him in the face?
me.
It was you.
Yeah.
I was easy with it. Yeah. Cool.
Guys, now since I know a lot of people listen and watch the podcast, right? I think we should give a challenge out there. You know what we should do?
What's that?
We should give a Dira challenge.
A Dira?
Yeah, you know a Dira?
Hey,
So you know
Calvin, I
how
like how you
chicks in the
think,
house
yeah.
are always wearing Diras, like those clothes that they throw on that literally don't contain nothing.
okay.
How about we have a Dira challenge? How do you spell Dira, Andy?
Damn, let me check, bro. I don't
Right?
know if it's D-E-R-A.
Right? They know.
Dera,
So Dira
yeah.
challenge.
So who's gonna wear the Dira?
So the ladies can wear a
babes.
Dira, right? And you guys should like twerk in a Dira and tag the mics are open.
What Tizzy babes have been doing?
Yeah.
No, fam, no.
You don't like the Dira
Fam,
challenge?
there needs to be a Mandem challenge.
See, even Mandem can rock Diras, bro. Or you
No,
have,
Kazus,
yeah,
bro,
fam.
what do you mean?
Homies,
No.
you guys are out.
Kazu
Yeah.
The Kanzu challenge,
See,
bro.
bro, listen,
Kanzu
listen,
challenge.
listen.
But what are we doing in
Fam,
the Kanzu challenge?
No, guys wear Diras. You've seen Ombachi wear Dira.
Mbachi's not normal.
Yeah, right? But guys wear Diras. If you're at a Shori's house and she's not got like what? A t-shirt that's big enough, G, like now you, right?
Wow. I feel targeted. That's
Right?
like a very fatty.
Yo, no. Even me, it's
And
a
he's the
struggle.
one who's going
It's a
vegan.
struggle, right? You can rock a Dira and just, it's like what? How
You
guys
definitely rock a
how guys
Dira.
are always been told, oh,
I cannot not picture you,
imagine Gina
Kanzu
Dira.
challenge.
A Kanzu challenge. That's halal. What are they gonna do?
Haram.
Haram. Yeah, haram. What are they gonna do?
Yeah,
I don't know.
No,
what's the challenge?
Fam. I
don't-
don't want the mics are open getting stoned.
But the question is,
Nah.
here's the question, the deeper question, because it's all fun and jokes until your girl comes with the camera and the red light.
You guys saw the one with Common and Thingy?
no,
When
no,
Tiffany
no.
had
And
this,
Tiffany Haddish.
that was
First
let
and
me
foremost,
just
I didn't
say
even
this,
know they
it
were
was kinda
dating.
hard to watch that.
They were
Yeah,
dating.
Yeah.
they've been dating, but because we've never seen Tiffany Haddish in that light, it was kind of different seeing her
So-
embracing her sensuality and sexuality,
Right.
bro, and then having Common in there with the
Right. So here's the question though.
Mm-hmm.
Who wins out of these challenges?
Chloe from Chloe and Halle.
Apart from Chloe.
No,
Oh, she's
Andy,
won
that was a
everything,
bit too
bro.
precise.
No. When I say who wins, I'm talking about men, or
Men
women.
and women, yeah.
Oh.
Because if you think about it, right, all of these challenges have got a bunch of thirsty Negroes globally looking for the best ones, right?
Hydrate, guys.
Yes.
Hydrate.
And mind your business and your skin will look like ours. But if you think about it, these challenges, men are the ones who always seem to be enjoying them. The bust it down, the silhouette challenge. So the question I ask you now is this: if your girl comes in and she says she's going to do the silhouette challenge, are you holding the camera?
Yeah, I
Fair
am. Or can I join even, bro?
Calvin? No?
Why not?
Why
bro?
not?
Why?
So the question I'm going to ask you, but you've enjoyed these challenges? Some
Fam,
of them?
Thoroughly.
Listen,
Thoroughly.
I think you guys need a bit of perspective here, right? First and foremost, you need to know you're not the only man, right? Second of all, can you keep your goods to yourself? Why are you gonna be?
No, but here's what I'm trying to say to you. Women on lockdown around the world expressing themselves, feeling good about themselves, doing
Yeah.
this challenge.
Yeah.
If your girl comes to you and says, I'll help
Boo-boo,
me,
I wanna
this
do-
challenge, what do you say?
I'm saying no, bro. So you just do it to me. Private show kind of thing.
Calvin.
Record it.
So then but have you watched any of the challenges online?
I watched 3 to be precise. Bro,
No, there's nothing wrong with it.
yeah, I
If you
watched
watch
3, right? Because they happen to be on my TL. Have I gone to the particular thing and said hashtag silhouette challenge and everything? No, it's not
but
my thing.
If we're being real at the end of the day, I don't think there's a babe who'd be seeking permission from, excuse me, the boyfriend.
Oh, bro, there's some
to post
chicks.
up that challenge.
No, not even say seeking position, but come hold the camera.
I get that. And
Well,
as a
well-
follow through, no, as a follow through, yeah. If a babe wants to do the challenge and maybe she feels that the boyfriend feels some type of way about it, bruv, they've got trap accounts, or
Fam.
they've got Finstas.
Trap account what?
That's why they're doing all this,
So
bro.
there's so many different kind of women you can date, right? So me, I've got you on girlfriend allowance. I'm giving you cool $1,000 a month. Why the fuck are you coming to tell me to hold the camera for you to post up a video?
I kind of think that's a
Why are you
very.
giving girlfriend allowance?
I kind of think that's another question, but I kind of think that that's
These are things that are
I think
happening out here.
No, but I kind of think that's also a very narrow way to look at it, in the sense that I think that for all of these challenges, and given the context of people being in lockdown, I think that as men we have to have a conversation about why do we feel triggered, one, when women are doing these things, and why it's always a case of we like to see it, or the majority of men like to see it, but we don't want to see
Our
my
women.
girl do it.
Yeah, that's
You know
the
what I'm trying
thing.
to say. And also, there's the other flip. I saw on Twitter today a tweet from somebody who said that women are hypersexualizing themselves, and then they complain when men are hypersexual towards them. And two things can be right at the same time. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So I think it's a deeper conversation because
really
at the
is.
same time, some people can see that and think of it as a clever challenge, and yeah, it's a chance to see some female form and whatever. But at the same time, that's where it stops,
Bro.
And that's all it is. It doesn't affect the way that I look at women.
It doesn't. But
It doesn't.
here's the thing.
get?
It doesn't.
No,
It doesn't. But my thing is this. So, guys, let's be honest. This is a shorty that you're with. You love her proper. There's so many good ones. Silhouette challenge, right? You know, there's.
Why do you want to do the Bible challenge?
no,
we
no.
tried that last week.
Yeah,
it failed.
Because what I've seen, right, is the women are clothed, right? Like Tiffany, I think she was.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
And there's some that you can see nipples and everything, right?
Yep.
It's literally everything's out there to show. Bro, we want to sit here and say that you'll be comfortable with your shorty, your chick showing everything.
I think there are some men who will,
Bro,
'Cause they're not
Showing everything to the world, bro.
They're not showing
Like-
anything. Huh?
I would be
No.
comfortable.
Like you can see every damn thing. Like
Right.
If she's confident enough to do that, bro, who am I?
What
bro,
about
I'm there for this, bro.
do you remember that time that they dragged Rihanna because she was wearing a see-through dress?
we could see her boobs.
Yeah, and I was like, she looks stunning.
Very
Okay.
Yeah,
nice
So?
nipples.
So the point I'm trying to make is, it's like I think as men sometimes some of us are so controlling. Is that the right word?
Yes, and entitled.
That it's almost like, oh, I don't mind seeing it, but I don't want it in my house.
But you know, I like how you guys are saying at times you feel like, just say that again.
I don't mind seeing it, but not in my house.
Not in my house. But you know, some women actually like men who actually will tell them, no, don't do that.
And that's fine, bro.
Bro,
That's fine.
guys, you know, we
No,
honestly,
I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you.
it's never one way. By the way, if one thing is coming to you like this, there's always something different, right?
No, I get
there's
that.
there's some women who'll actually react and say, you know what, this guy never asks me where I'm going.
Right?
You
Okay,
get,
I
and
that.
there's women who don't wanna tell you where they're going, and they don't want you to ask them. There's always yin and yang.
Of course, because people are different.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
But
so
I'm
in
just-
my context,
But I'm just in my right, you got finish.
now you finish first.
No, I'm just finished. I'm just saying at the end of the day, it's like I just find it super interesting that we have these different perspectives on whether the silhouette challenge is a good thing for women or a bad thing for women. And I think the perspectives that we come from are patriarchal. Some of us, not all of us, but some of us come from a very patriarchal point of view. Because there's another group that I'm in where someone said that, you know, their wives could never do these things and all of these things, or their girlfriends could never do these things. Yet these are people I've known for a very long time. You see what I'm trying to say?
I get you, bro. I say, niggas, just take a backseat and enjoy. Let women do their thing.
Let them
Don't
do their
even
thing.
bother. Don't
Yeah.
even get in between, bro. Let them do their thing. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
And if she comes to you and says, hold the camera, hold that camera.
Until
Hold it steady, because I hate the ones that are grainy.
until Calvin is there on top of her,
Oh, man.
because we saw the video.
That sounds also a bit primitive, but we'll leave that one. Right. Moving swiftly on, because today we have no time to waste on the podcast. Shout going out, by the way, to Ashley and Kelly.
Oh,
Ashley and
yes.
Kelly have got some great content on the channel. So make sure you go to YouTube and just find us and like and subscribe. They've got a crazy thing going on, and I kind of think they might be putting together their own podcast.
Yo, I see you doing your own network. I
Me?
see the moves that you're making.
No,
you're
I
playing
just-
chess right now.
I just want to create content with my friends.
Cool stuff, man, bro.
That's what we're doing. That's what we're
here
doing
for
here.
it. I'm here for it.
Do you know
bro.
what I mean?
That's dope.
Also, are we giving them exclusive content at the back?
Oh gosh.
Are we?
So if you're watching the mics are open, the content that's going on the back screen is actually exclusive because it hasn't been released yet. So it'll be out next week, Tuesday.
In due
right.
time.
Now, moving swiftly on. Bruh,
Oh, good.
I have a confession to make about parties. I don't ever want us to go back to night parties.
Why?
Bruh.
Why?
I'm sorry for all the club guys. I want the clubs to open, make money. But bruh, I kind of think day parties are better than night parties.
How so?
Because you get to go, like, think about it, right? You get to wake up in the morning, go to a party, still have your drinks, and then be home by 10. Fam, that's the one. You can start at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, get lifted, and still get home in time.
I'm sorry to be the one doing this, G, but allow me to play this card today. This card rather, yeah? I think it's an age thing. Do you know why? No. No, do you know why?
That's not the angle I was going for, Andy.
Do you know why?
That's not the angle I was Fam,
Because
I know I've got 1 foot in the grave, yeah?
Wow.
Can you put a
Jesus
skeleton on the
Christ.
screen right now? Like, I know I've got 1 foot in the grave.
Oh man, I feel terrible for this. But anyway, C4, I get it. And
Yeah.
when we started going out again, when we could, and having these day parties, trust me, it feels so good going back home in time.
Right.
You can sleep early, but the
Wake
thing
up
with-
fresh.
Yeah, the thing with guys my age is when we are leaving the party because of curfew,
Right.
we are asking,
Where's the after
where's
party?
the after party?
I get
You
that.
get me? So for me, it would make more sense if when everything is okay, we're back to normal parties
Fam,
till dawn.
do you
and we're good
no?
to-
Honestly, all right, fair enough, right? But fam, I don't and valid points. I don't miss getting home tired. Like I don't miss it. Like fam, you like from a DJ perspective, you're
yeah.
playing at 1 o'clock in the morning. You go in the club, you play from like 1 till 3. You leave the club at 3 o'clock. You head home, you get home 3:30. I don't miss that. Like dawn is like 2 hours time.
But
But when the money comes,
here's the thing: all of us have different.
But the money hasn't changed. Well, for some people.
But I think all of us have different ways of partying. Andy, I've seen you pull up to the club, what, 11 or something?
Andy, wait. You cannot comment on this.
Yeah, because he's not even drinking.
You're not drinking.
Yeah.
and so
Fam.
Let me tell you
What
why.
do you mean and
this,
so?
this is anchored on alcohol.
Yes.
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 Fam.
So let me tell you why.
Yo,
Give
have
me
you-
5. Give me 5.
You've never,
Give me 5.
fam, let me tell you. Huh? This should be in the
Have you
Olympics.
seen Andy
It
in
should
the
be in
club
the,
in the morning?
yeah,
He's
fresh. Bro, have you ever tried drinking from noon to 7?
Fam.
Like, hell
listen,
no.
New Year's Eve, right? So New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, shout out to Milan. We stopped the party at what, 9 o'clock, 9:30?
9:30, yeah.
And then told everyone to go home and come back at 4 a.m. Fam, 4 a.m. I was in my bed, bro. So man, I'm like, I'm not going back at 4 a.m. I opened my Snapchat, my Insta stories.
Yeah.
Andy and Neville are like, way up in the club. I'm like, okay, let me get my geriatric self out of my bed
Bro,
and head
get
to the
out.
club.
Bro, do you know how serious it was? Neville and I pulled up at 4 a.m. because I was supposed to start playing at 4 a.m. We found guys waiting for us at 4 a.m.
You are mad.
Like, yo, where's the music card, bro? That's serious.
that
So,
FOMO.
yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good
But
thing.
I think though, honestly, even when the clubs open again and all that stuff, I want us to keep day parties.
Yes, we can keep it.
I want us to keep.
Yeah.
I want, because you see, the thing about it is, what I like about them is you can get to, like, if you really are into like fashion and dressing up and shit, you can get some super fucking crazy outfits and just feel it. You know, like in SA, you have your day parties, your barbecues, your braai, your this, your
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Guys, really, you get a chance to express yourself, you know.
Yeah.
I really think there should be a delineation between stuff. There should be good stuff you can do during the day, and if you choose to, there's stuff you can do at night. You get me?
Bruv, I agree with you. Clubs should do that. Like, have even 3 shifts. Have guys who come in during the day, guys who come in the evening until morning, and guys who do morning until afternoon. Because do you know why? Because we can party in shifts as well.
Right.
For example, if I have an engagement Saturday afternoon, bro, let me party at night. But if my Saturday is free and I had a long Friday, fam, I'm there at 4 a.m.
But you know-
partying the whole Saturday.
Yeah, I feel you, bro.
Yeah, so we can have both.
That sounds so good as an idea. But imagine you're in a group of 10, right? And you decide, okay, cool, I'll get plastered in the afternoon. Have a nice, not necessarily get plastered, have a great time. Bruh. Then we revert to the norm, which is people dressing up, you know, they want to hit the club at like what, 10 o'clock before, you know, prime time, the DJ, what.
Right.
Fam, you're left in bed.
You're left in bed.
Yes.
You
You're
get,
left in bed.
You're left
you
in
will
bed after
never
coffee.
be at any of these parties that they go into because You never showed up. It's an interesting one, but yeah, definitely.
Aye. Yo,
Afternoon
guys,
things.
Allow me to switch up, yeah? I bumped into a very interesting post. Allow me to read. A man will never reach his fullest potential without the presence of a good woman. In short, okay, blah, blah, blah. All he's trying to say is, as a man, you cannot succeed in life. You cannot be who you are meant to be, and you cannot achieve your full potential unless you have a good woman. And he broke it down. Allow me. So he said how he dated his girlfriend and then married her later on. Dated 0 to 11 months. I showed up at her job with lunch. I dropped her off at work when it was snowing. I cleared my space early on and gave her my undivided attention. I found out what interested her and took an interest in much of it. Engagement, 1 year. I paid off all her personal debts before we get married because I did not want money to become a concern for her. I told her how much money I had. I told her how much money I make. I created trust for both of us. I put some carrots on her finger, blah, 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 because she represents blah, blah, blah. Then phoned her father, asked for hand in marriage. He was like, I was expecting this. It's about time. He set multiple 6-figure life insurance policies for her, took her several countries, planned out her life for her, blah, blah, blah. So do you guys agree? He's Mr. Perfect in short.
Yo.
Like,
It goes on and on, bro.
wait. Do you want to go first?
No.
Let's go first.
Okay, before you go first, right? But Andy, what was the question before?
Can a man achieve his highest maximum vibration without a
Proceed.
good strong woman?
Yes.
Proceed.
Let me go first. First of all, that guy sounds like the guy at the high school prom who no girl would dance with, who could never get any pum-pum, and he married the first pum-pum he ever got. He was like, yep, this one, I'm keeping this shit. Because that sounded to me like a high school examination paper, revision paper, or as opposed to an actual organic relationship. We dated for 11 months. I did this. I paid off all of her stuff. I did this. I didn't want money. Fam, that is not a typical.
Calvin,
So
let me read his philosophy and moral.
No, hold up. Before you get into that,
okay.
You said a man cannot
That's
achieve
what I want to read for
the
you.
full
Yeah?
potential.
A man will never reach his fullest potential without the presence of a good woman. To short her is to short self. To deny her is to deny self.
Fuck out of here. That nigga didn't even sound that he needed her help. All he's saying is I.
No, but
He's breaking down.
But you've made a very good point. I see the point you're making. Andy's asking the question based upon that tweet. Now, what I would say about what I've seen there is that he is speaking about his relationship with his woman.
Yes.
And that's how he feels.
But you're saying...
And wait, can I finish? And it's not to be knocked because that's what works for him. And I know even some of my friends whom I know who used to be the baddest galism out there, when they met the one, their life completely changed. So I think to some extent, I understand where he's coming from, the impact his woman has had on him. And also he's contributed to that as well. Massively. Because for him to say, I've paid off for a debt because I didn't want money to be a problem.
Yeah.
Fam, it looks like he was doing okay anyway. You know what I'm trying to say?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
But, but what I'm trying to say is, I can understand the stability that some people feel being in, I said men feel being in that solid relationship. Because I can say to you for a fact that there's some stuff that has been happening in the last week that I can't really go into that has made me really think about the dynamics between achievement and having the right partner. You get? Because you see, if you think about it, right, and it even goes back to the stuff of the silhouette challenge, right? It's like you don't want your woman to be doing the challenge because, you know, that's my woman or whatever. Whereas we all say, let people be free. But when you think about it, from a relationship perspective, if if you're not giving your woman a level of freedom where she can be free to express herself and she can be free to support you in the way that she can support you, how will you ever vibrate at the highest level? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So it really, to me, it really is deeper than.
It's deeper than this.
I think he's a bad example, but I think it's a really good question. Can a man get to the highest level without having a backbone, or I use the word backbone because that gives it subjectiveness, without having a strong woman behind him? And
I think you can actually get to the highest level of whatever you want to achieve, right? No man is an island, but it necessarily doesn't have to be your wife, your husband. You get, if you set your mind to something, you could have the support of your mentor.
Right. I disagree.
You get your mentor, your mother, your what, all of that. Because what?
I disagree, and I'll tell you why I disagree. I disagree, and I'm going to quote something, and I think I've told you this before, and it's something that plays on my mind constantly. There's a time before Richie Antwi died, 10 years ago. Richie, I've always mentioned him. He was a lawyer in the UK, a very good friend of mine.
How long has it been?
It's been like 4 or 5 years. 5 years now. You know, actually, we're coming up to the anniversary of his passing. There was a time I was having a real deep conversation, and remember, this is the era where we're both flying in our careers. Like, Richie's crushing it, I'm crushing it. And Richie said to me one day, you know what, G? Success with no one to share it with is failure. And that's something that I've never actually forgotten. So if you look at it from that perspective, yes, you can achieve all of these things, but there's going to come a point in your life where it counts for absolutely nothing, because you begin to think about all of the relationships and all of the relationships that you did not sustain, that you did not commit to, that you did not think about building. Because at the end of the day, we're humans. And fam, once you've made your first 10, 20, 30 million, the rest is just by the way. Same. Unless you are one of those people who want to make 3,000 billion and you're going to spend your life. Because if you think about it, how many rich people do you know? Champions of industry who like have created so much wealth, and when you look at their lives, you're like, man, nigga must be so lonely.
So there's making money, being wealthy and rich, and there's being fulfilled, being happy in life. Those are two different things.
And being fulfilled at some point in your life is gonna take precedent over making money.
Facts. I have to agree with you on that. I have to agree with you on that. That being said, though, I feel like we as men, we need women in our lives. Because as much as we are all wired differently, we can't ignore the fact that men are wired differently and women are wired differently. And I was having this conversation with a couple of friends, and the female friends who we were talking with were like, yeah, we get it, but why is it one-sided mostly? It's just about the babe. It's just about the babe. It's just about the babe. You get? So even as a man, you can fit into a babe's life such that she feels like we were meant to be together. I felt like I needed you in my life.
Right.
Because when you came in, you feel this and this and this. And
right.
It was so seamless. It was so natural.
Right.
So I guess it's both worlds.
But at the same time, but also at the same time, if you're going to get into a relationship, you can't, I think the holes that you see being filled within a relationship are usually holes you didn't know existed in your life. If you know what I'm trying to say? Because I think that before you even go into a relationship, your work for yourself is to be as whole as you can be.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So your work, so end of the day, when you watch these rom-coms and especially white folk, they'll be like, oh my God, she completes me, he completes me. I'm like, nigga, you need to be complete in yourself to the highest level that you can be.
Two fools. Yeah.
Yes, two fools. Yeah. And then those holes that you didn't even know, because I can tell you, fam, so many of us are toxic and we don't know, because it's hidden behind, sometimes it's hidden behind a great job, power at work, responsibility, money. And we're so toxic, or I don't know, toxic is such an overused word. We're so deficient in certain areas of our lives, but we never actually realize it until it's pointed out by someone else. And if it's not pointed out by someone that we have a level of interest or love for, we tend to just ignore it. Like, for example, you guys in the office, man. Someone comes to you and says, hey, you know what, by the way, blah, blah, blah. You're like, nigga, please. But if another person you respected came to you and said the same thing, you might look at it. And what I've learned is that people who love you or you have love for, they should be the ones who are trying to bring out the best in you. And I maintain, in a relationship, in a friendship, if I'm not concerned about your well-being, not just physically, but emotionally, soulfully, fucking spiritually, I play no role in your life. Because I care about my friends and I care about the people I love. And that's the way it should be. Jesus Christ, what the fuck is this? The red table? The table's white, motherfucker.
It's white table, bro.
The white table.
But that's a dope question, though.
Yeah.
I love that question.
I thought that was interesting.
I'm just so... I get your point. And I think for me, and I think G to some extent, you kind of also...
Hey, speak for yourself.
No. It's... because I'm looking at it from the perspective of my mother, my uncle, my auntie, right? None of them actually have gotten married, or they're all single, right? Are they fulfilled in their lives? In their ways?
No, see, there's a difference between being fulfilled and achieving. Have they achieved?
Yes.
Yes. But end of the day, most people will not speak on the level of fulfillment that they don't have.
Yes, they don't. But these are people I interact with, and I can see how happy they are and things that they like and fulfill them. Like, for instance, one of my aunties, she's got a ministry and a church, and she's always doing this and that, and she loves it, and she pays so much attention to it, right?
Yeah, but I hear what you're saying. Different people, different strokes for different folks.
Exactly. I think that's what, I think to some extent, in what you've said and everything, and what Andy has read and all of that, I think the summarization of this is there's different strokes for different folks.
I still think that at some point, even me, I'm going to have to ask myself the question and say, dude, like, wow, go on. You get? Because at the end of the day, you're not going to want to, I think that as much as we talk about fulfillment and we talk about being happy, I think there's a difference between accepting your, there's an old school saying, I've accepted my lot in life. Some people accept what life has thrown at them. But I think deep down, everybody, no matter how rough you are, you want to be, you yearn for that connection that you'd be committed to.
I think one of the greatest examples in Kenya that's always thrown out and about is Charles Jonjo, right? Charles Jonjo just turned, 101 the other day? A couple of weeks ago, actually. This guy got married at 52?
There you go. I think
he'd literally achieved
what he wanted to achieve.
Yeah.
But what I will say is that, my grandmother got married late, but she was just like, I don't want you niggas to have issues when I die. So let me tie this shit up, right?
Oh, that was a smart move, bro.
But I just think that in this age where we have so much things going on, so much distractions, so much things, our parents didn't have that level of psychological distraction that we have. As in fact, we're always on it. Like, it's like, even people have pointed out on the podcast how sometimes if you watch it, which you should do on YouTube as well as listening to it, we're always on our phones, we're always connected. Everything we do is our senses are under siege. It's so hard for so many people to find that moment, that space for themselves during the course of a day. So I think we have more distractions, and I think that at some point in our life, we're going to realize that, the connection that we think we have with our friends because we have the convenience of WhatsApp. It's like last weekend, we were shooting some stuff. Me, Andy, Ashley, Kelly, Austin was there as well. And when we finished shooting that stuff, we stopped. We had something to eat. We had some conversations. We vibed. You can't pay for that. And that's what our parents had.
Yeah, all day.
In real time. So at some point, the human psyche is going to say, you know what? I want something that's real.
Yeah, also how I feel about this whole conversation as we wrap it up on that topic or that subject is when you find your tribe, you're good.
you're good.
The moment you find your tribe, whoever is in that tribe, if you're in the right company, you have
True.
nothing to worry about. So your level of success cannot be pegged on the impact that one person has in your life completely.
Right.
Which, yeah, they could contribute a big, part or percentage of you making it or getting whatever you want to get. But you also have to consider the fact that everything around you moved the way it was supposed to move for you to get there, not just one person. So yeah, I can't be completely blind and think, oh, Nani got me there. Nah.
So I think, like I said, what you said worked for this guy.
Yeah,
and he
good for
contributed a
him.
lot to it. Good for him.
Yeah.
But I still think at the end of the day, it's like, I think it's a genuine conversation.
Yeah.
Now, moving on real quick on the podcast, is the mics are open. My name is G-Money.
And the young,
Big C.
In the building. Fam, let's talk about school, bruv.
where?
So this week, the last couple of weeks have been really strange when it comes to education in Kenya. We've had some seriously interesting utterances. We've had the ministry in charge of education saying, bring back corporal punishment into schools. Kids need to be beaten. That's why they're burning down dormitories. We've had people saying we need CCTV cameras in schools. And we've also had people saying that boarding schools need to be abolished.
And we've had a whole newspaper have a headline that says there's going to be massive failure for the kids who are about to sit for
the
KCPE.
Yeah.
That's all that said, right? That's coming from the adults.
Right.
Who's really speaking to the kids and asking what their opinion
Well,
is?
I can tell you about the kids in my estate. I told you, right?
No, you ain't.
I didn't tell you guys.
Well, go on.
The kids in my estate literally had to be dragged back to school.
Literally.
The kids in my estate, and a lot of them go to day school, but they were telling Josh, shouting out to Josh, they're telling Josh as Josh is getting them into the school van, we want to stay home. We want to learn online. We don't need to go to... The kids are like saying, we need to learn online. We'll do online learning. And of course, these are privilege. It's the kind of privilege. Not everyone got access. But bro, think about it. And we've spoken about schools a lot on podcasts and on the shows before.
Yeah.
Never before in modern history in Kenya have our kids had so much freedom.
What do you mean by freedom?
Fam, bro, many schools were closed for what? Almost a year, 9 months?
It's been what? About 10 months. There,
10 months, bro.
Yeah, 10 months.
All right, so
where
yeah,
you're now, yeah.
you get your summer holidays, which is how long?
Well, over here we have what? The holidays are broken down.
Yeah, so you have your holidays like
a month. So it totals to about 3 months a year.
So fam, I don't know about you, but going back to school after a month, as opposed to you showing me the option that I can still learn and still ride my bike I don't have to worry about Mrs. blah 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 or Mr. who's gonna run into the classroom and start slapping me silly if we're making noise. And I'm still manufacturing these grades that so I've been studying at home.
Yeah.
I've been knocking my exams out the park, still playing with my people.
But
Win.
Guys, we need to look at this from a very wider perspective. First and foremost, right? Like, G, let me tell you this: if you were going to school, like Austin, where'd you go to high school at? Maseno. You guys were out in like proper on the ground, right? That is in no way close to, to the relation of the kids that we have over here in the city and all of that. Bruh, everything is wrong with the education system currently in Kenya. Bruh, let's look at it like this. Kids went back to school. The cabinet secretary was out there saying, okay, if your classrooms haven't been built, go out and study under the trees, right? Yeah. That was one. Second, kids were being kicked out of school because they haven't paid fees, right? Right. Guys lost jobs, right? In the first 3 months of COVID, 1.72 million people had lost jobs, right? That's point number 2. Point number 3, you have everything that's happening with the politicians trying to push a whole agenda with BBI and everything. And they're saying there's money available for a referendum.
But no money for the school.
But no money for a fucking school. Here's the thing: you try. We can't really go and act all dumb towards these kids. They're reacting because there's a problem. If you were in a workplace, you would react the same way if there was a problem, right? If HR is not listening to you, you're probably slacking at work or doing something. These kids are reacting because, fam, even if I was in their position and I didn't go to school for that duration, right? And here are exams that are coming up. How you and I know, and gee, let me tell you this from an 844 perspective, bro. These teachers tell you that if you don't succeed in your KCSE, you won't ever amount to anything. And you might lie.
No, you're not lying.
Yeah,
You're not
the
lying.
pressures. So all of these pressures combined.
So sorry to cut you short, but I was having a conversation with some of the listeners on radio about school, and someone made a very interesting remark. They said you introduce canes to people who have killed teachers. What is the probability of teachers actually beating them right now? And this is a student.
No, but Andy, what's the only thing that could stop you at your age when you were in high school from beating a teacher? What, a suspension or an expulsion, right?
Yeah.
But if we were going to,
No, it's more than that, bro. But
What?
I get you.
but you get my point.
Yeah, I get you,
right?
yeah.
I don't know. I just think my personal opinion, and it hasn't changed over the last decade, is I just think that the education system here is archaic, flawed,
needs to be reviewed.
psychologically cruel. I think that kids are literally turned into, like, I can speak for myself as a student when I was growing up, and I was that revolutionary. Let's have a student union. Let's do this kind of guy.
But
I don't think I would have survived Kenyan high school.
Yeah. Yeah, like the irony in all of this is this, like, education is one of those things that the government has to provide, right? Make sure that this is happening properly. And you just touched on a very valid point. The education system really needs to be reviewed, right? Yeah. But here, they're changing the syllabus, but that's but one thing. Every other thing, the methodologies of teaching are still the same. But yet you have politicians who promulgated a constitution 10 years ago, but they want to change it already.
Right.
But yet...
No, I get all of that.
The irony, bro.
I get all of that. And, it's a very stupid person who's going to rely on politicians or expect politicians to do the right thing, because it's not what we do around here.
Yeah.
I'll
But
say
I think
this.
the wider conversation is this, the education system over here is failing the next generation. And someone needs to have the balls to stand up and say, wait a minute, what madness is this?
It's like, that's very interesting. Andrew, remember before you start for your KCSE and you were being told to choose what university you want to go to, right? And at times, in Kenya, typically, some universities don't offer a particular course that you do, right?
Yes.
And you're told these are your choices. But you know yourself and the grades that you have and what you're interested in, but they're conforming you to?
Or options.
Yeah, because these are the options you have.
Yeah. It's
Right.
it's flawed, I get. And something else I might want to add is, until you address the mental health of kids out there, don't come to me or don't come to us talking about the return of corporal punishment or the installation of CCTV cameras. No, until you handle the mental health of kids, this shouldn't even be a conversation.
And honestly, like, fam, we need to talk to the parents as well, because really and truly, why do you think it's the teacher's responsibility to raise your child?
This is a conversation that everybody needs to have, because, the parents right now are myself and Austin, right? We're taking the kids to these schools, right? And we went through the same system. Do you know better than that?
No, but I'm sure your daughter goes to a day school.
Yeah.
Right?
She does. I mean,
And
yes.
Will she go? Will she board?
No.
Well, exactly.
You get-
Was TJ,
Why not?
Was TJ board?
Why
You
not?
get-
Why not, Calvin?
Why not? Because
Why not?
because at the end of the day, when I remember when I was going to school, right? There weren't as many good schools as they now are, right? And I'm not trying to say I didn't go to a good school, but the fact that I know that I could work hard, or the schools that there I can drop or pick up, those kind of things. I've tried to, but you see, when I'm speaking like this, I'm speaking for the majority of people who probably can't do what I can.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what they went through. Because you see, at the end of the day, you're going to take your daughter, your son to school.
Right.
where you can afford.
Yeah, true.
Bro,
I think boarding school should be abolished.
No, I respect your opinions, but of the opinion that if things are fixed in the system, then boarding school can be a huge success, and it can be a very, very good thing for kids to just go through to learn one or two, three things. I get, yes, there's things you can learn at home that you're taught at school. Yeah, I get that, but it's more than that for me. It's more about hold up, Calvin. Yeah, you're with your parents every day. You're with the people who love you every day, the people who take care of you every day. But have you observed yourself in an environment where you have to maybe start things afresh for yourself? People you don't know, start making new friends, learn how to live in a different environment.
No, I get your point.
Yeah.
And I agree with you.
If the system works, it's not such a bad thing, bro.
And I agree with you, right?
Yeah.
But also, so flip it. I come from a system where on the whole island, I think there was like 1 or 2 boarding schools.
Really?
So 99% of us went to day school. UK, boarding schools are a myth. Probably 1%. 99% of guys go to day school, right? Fam, I don't think there was any less opportunity to have friends, to do the same stuff we did at school, but then to go home and learn from our parents. For example, let me give you an example. And you met my cousin when he was here, Liam. Liam and his dad, my uncle, shout out to Donovan, have a very interesting relationship.
Yeah.
As you saw, right? There are things Liam will quickly call out his dad on the things the dad did that were wrong. Because he has like a million brothers and sisters out there, but that's another story, right? But one thing that Liam always says about his dad? He says, yo, one of the things that my dad gave me was that every morning my dad got up and went to work. There's a whole generation of people who will never actually understand what that kind of role modelism, if there's a word, or trend setting does to a young mind. Similarly, I can always tell you, people talk about, oh, gee, you love to cook. I used to come home, right, and see the windows in the kitchen steamed up. This is in the UK, because my grandma was in there cooking.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about like home food and all of this stuff. There are some things that we learn from our parents in terms of how to live, that a teacher who's not invested in us, and that's the problem. A lot of the teachers are not invested in the kids.
It's a job, and
it's a job,
and it's a poor paying one at that.
So the thing about it is, it's like end of the day, like I think you're right. In an ideal world, or in a well-structured education system, I genuinely believe there's a place for boarding schools. I think in a place in Kenya where we kind of make them the norm, but at the same time have so many structural defects in these schools, I think then we have an issue. And if we can't fix all of them, kids, parents, raise your kids, man.
So remember when COVID had just started and the kids were home? And when you talk to parents and some guys who are guardians or people who live with their sisters who are away at boarding school, they were saying, my God, I'm spending way too much money now on food and all of that.
Then don't have kids then.
Right? But a lot of people, especially in the Kenyan context, right? I remember having some conversation with some parents, young parents at that. Well, they're older than I am. And guys just generally take their kids to boarding school because it's cheaper.
To get them out of the way. Like,
it's cheaper.
I know a chick who went to, is it Kenya Girls?
Kenya High.
Kenya High, yeah. And her house was literally bordered the schoolyard.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you feel?
But also,
like mom and dad are over there eating chicken, and you're over here getting up at 4:30.
I remember.
In that situation
But I remember guys who your mom and dad worked at the school, right? And typically, when you guys are closing, you're crossing the gate, but you're a boarder at your own goddamn school. Why? Because equality.
No, bro, I've been in that situation before, bro. Like, I had to board at a school that was literally 2 minutes away from where we used to stay.
How do you feel about that? I would run away every fucking day.
No, because I understood why we needed to do that. Because we used to get to school like at 5 a.m. in the morning, and you have to leave like at preps used to end at 9 p.m. So security never used to be that good around that area. So guys used to board.
Fam, you know what time school used to start for me in the UK?
What, 9?
9:30.
Wow.
You know
What time
you,
are you done?
you know what time it end? 3 o'clock.
Wow. Yeah, sounds
Like,
about
what
right.
the hell are you guys doing in
Wait,
school?
this is high school?
High
Or-
school. What are you doing in high school? Why are you awake from 4:30 to 9:30? And it's old school
Gotta
shit.
study, bro. Gotta study.
madness.
That's what they
That's
made
that
us
8 to
believe,
5
bro.
mentality, bro.
Yeah,
There you go, man.
Study way back.
Anyway, our appeal to everybody who's listening today is if you're a parent or if you're listening to us and you have kids, I think we all have a responsibility to show young people a different way as we step into this new reality. And you know what else we need to stop doing as well? We need to stop saying when Rona is done, because as the scientists have told us yesterday, they have strain 20 and 21 loaded. This has been the Mics Are Open. My name's G Money.
And the young.
And
Make
Big C.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and watch all of the other stuff on the channel.
Yeah, hit the notification bell so that you get notified anytime this pod drops.
And for all of us,
Yeah.
and for all of you who listen on Anchor and Spotify and SoundCloud and all of the other platforms, Castbox, all of them, love, much love, mob love. I love the fact that the numbers are going back up on audio and still going up visually as well.
Yeah, we also have a lot of dope content on your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Myself, Neville, Kelly, Ashley, Grouchy as well. So shout out to everybody who's part of the family trying to get their content out there. So content creators, let's keep at it, Mazi.
Yeah, and I know a lot of, by the way, a lot of people have hit us up.
Yeah.
So many guys have hit us up content-wise. We haven't had a chance to respond to everybody, but do know you're in the queue and we'll have conversations. We're out the building. Peace.